In the last video, we got our cover leather ready by skiving the edges. Now it's time to make it actually look like a book by adding raised spine hubs and marking out the spine. Now I do want to give credit where it's due. This method is heavily inspired by Ex Fide Bibles. I just really like his hub work, and so I'll link his channel down below. You should go check it out. Now this method I'm about to show is not the only way to do this. You can add as many hubs as you'd like, you can space them out however you'd like, but this is what has worked for me and the few rebinds that I have done. So this first step will involve something called Kraft-Tex. This is the pre-washed version, and I would recommend that you get this in black instead of this light gray color. I just think it's a cleaner look once the rebind is complete. We will also need a quilting square, a craft knife, sticky notes, and a pen, or in this case, I'll be using a pencil. And the first step will be to measure the spine of our text block with a sticky note. For this step, we will need to add just a little bit of width to the measurement of the spine in order to compensate for the tabs. Now you can do this when you mark the sticky note initially, or you can mark it, then use a ruler to add some onto the width. And you want to make sure that whenever you are marking this, that the paper is very tight. So I usually just mark the exact edge on both sides, and then I will add 1/16 to that. Some people just eyeball it and get really good results, so it's up to you on what you want to do. So this will be the width of our Kraft-Tex. Once we're done measuring, make sure that you hold on to this sticky note for a later step. Now, as for the height, we'll just cut out a piece that's a little bit too big and trim it down later so we can ensure that it's square. So now we have our two markings. We can just use our ruler. So now that that is cut out, we want to do a dry fit and make sure that it is overlapping our text block by just a little bit. Now that this is cut to the correct width, we need to make sure that one edge is perfectly square before we cut this to height. I'm going to do that on this edge using a square and just cut a small section off of here. All right, so now we can grab our text block and measure against that. One thing to note here is that it is better to be off on the height than it is on the width. So if you're off by a 1/16 or so, it's not going to have a huge effect on the end result. So we've made our mark for the height. Now we can cut that out using the square again. All right, so now we can dry fit it to see where it lands on the height. I'm very happy with the height and the width of this, so now we can actually get to work on it. We held on to this for a very good reason. We're going to want to fold this in on itself and have the two marks meet. And if you make these dark, it's a whole lot easier. And then what you're going to want to do is mark that center line. And we're going to use that to mark the center line of our Kraft-Tex. And now we'll need to clear this off and bring in our cover leather. And the goal here is to mark our yap lines. So we'll probably need a pin for this one. So the yap should be at 3/8 of an inch. So if I make a line at 3/8 and do the same thing over here, I want to try and line this up, make sure that those are in the correct place, and I'll measure from here. This one is at 7/16, so it's off by a 1/16. I'll need to bring this up by 1/32, which is about there, and then I can measure from here. 3/8 plus 1/32, or very close to it, 3/8 plus 1/32. All right, so with that, I can mark this here. And now we have the two marks. So we have the yap lines on our cover done, and now we need to do the liner as well. Do that same process again. So I will mark 3/8. The difference for this one is that we are going to mark the corners instead of just the ends. All right, there we go. We have all of our markings made. So now we will mark the hubs. The plan for this rebind is to do 5 hubs spaced equally. Now there are a ton of options here, so I would encourage you to look at pictures for inspiration on what you like and try to emulate it. This is just the style of hubs that I like. The one thing to note here is that no matter what, you need a little bit of space between the end of your Kraft-Tex and your first hub. I will be going with a 1/2 inch on my top hub and 3/4 of an inch on the bottom hub. And then once those are marked, we can begin working on the other hubs. On this step, it's very important that you use a square to line everything up and make sure that these lines are perfectly straight. One thing to note about these lines is that the measurement does not have to be absolutely perfect. If they're off by a tiny amount, that's okay. And I'm just going to add which side needs to go up on the back. So now that that's done, I want to have 5 equally spaced hubs. The first step for this is going to be finding the halfway point between these 2 lines. There's a couple of ways to do this. One way that I like is you can actually take your ruler and then angle it until you get to a number that can be easily divided by 2. We're at approximately 7 1/16. And so what I'm going to do is angle this ruler until I get to 7 1/8, which that is pretty close. And then we'll take half of that. So we'll need to measure 3 9/16 and put a mark here. We'll do the same thing with this mark where we make sure that it's straight using the square. And then we can double check that that is actually the center for and right between 1/2 and 9/16, for and right between 1/2 and 9/16. So there we go. That worked out pretty well. Now we will repeat that process if possible by doing the halfway point between here and here and here and here. And that will give us 5 equally spaced lines. Now we can check this by measuring each one with a ruler. I would highly recommend that you use a pencil for this step, and that way if anything goes wrong you can just erase and try again. 1 and a touch over 3/4, 1 and a touch over 3/4, 1 and a touch over 3/4, 1 and a touch over 3/4. So everything is very well spaced out, at least within a 30-second. So with each hub marked, we can actually add the part that will make them raised. This will require a square, maybe 2, or a ruler, some glue, and a material to make this out of. This is a suede cord or lace. It's very thin, but it seems to work really well, and a knife. So I'll start by cutting 5 strips that are a little bit bigger than the Kraft-Tex. And I'm purposely making these a little bit bigger than the Kraft-Tex because once we have glued these, then we can cut them to size. But I don't want to make a mistake by cutting them too short. And now we will add the glue to our hubs. You do not need much. But then we can take our lace and place it down. And you're going to want to line these up so that they are square. And then you can take your other one and just kind of press into your other square. So we want to press in and press down. Just do that a couple of times. Then when you go to move this square out of the way, there may be some glue on it. So you want to press down with your other square as you pull this one away. And there we go. That is our first hub done. So again, we will add glue, then we will put the lace on, and we'll use our other square to push into it and push down, make sure everything is extra square, and then down while we remove this one. And then we can wipe everything off just to get glue off of our squares and move on. I'm gonna let this dry for about 20 minutes so that the cord will not shift when we go to cut it the correct length. Now we can cut this suede cord to length. You want to do this at an angle. That way, whenever we go to tool down the leather, it'll look rounded at the edge of the spine. So now we can get to the fun part, which is actually tooling the leather. This is where those lines that we made earlier are going to be needed. Now is the time to decide which side of the leather should be the front. Do you want this side to be the front, or do you want this side to be the front? I think that I am going to go with this side being the front. Grab a pin and just put an arrow here saying, hey, that side's the top. For this, we'll need to keep our squares, the glue. I'm actually going to use the jar of glue with a paintbrush, and we'll need a couple of other tools. So this is a simple bulb-ended modeling tool, and it's good for pressing everything down. And then this is the tool that we will use to actually define the lines. So to start, we will add our glue to the Kraft-Tex. For this, you want to make sure that everything is covered, including the hubs. But you don't want to oversaturate the Kraft-Tex because then it may feel a little bit mushy whenever you're trying to tool over it. So for this, you want to make sure that the glue is all the way up to the edges of the Kraft-Tex and all the way up to the very, very corners of your hubs. So now we can put the Kraft-Tex onto our leather, and we just want to make sure that the center markings line up and that we are going right between the two yap lines. And we're going to press down on this fairly lightly so that the glue can adhere to the cover. And turn this over and just start working everything down with our hands. We want to push down the flat parts and find where the hubs are. And then we can go down the sides of our Kraft-Tex all the way around, and we can grab our tool to press everything down. Now to start, I'm going to go down the edge of the Kraft-Tex just so that we can get a sense of where everything is. And then I will go ahead and grab the line tool and go down the sides of the Kraft-Tex using that now. You want to try and keep this at a 45-degree angle so that you can really push the leather down and in as you're doing this process. All right, so now we can go back to our push the leather down tool and go over this hub with it on both sides. So now we get to the point where we need the quilting square. So we'll put this quilting square down on the inside and line it up based on the line we just made. And we want it to be pushing against this hub right here. And now that we have that, we can use our line tool and go in at a 45-degree angle and push this leather down. And we're going to start with, kind of light pressure and then increase pressure as we go. We're going to turn this around, use the quilting square, but on the other side now. And we're going to want to push down with our finger, and we'll do the same thing where we will grab our tool, go in at 45 degrees. One trick that I have seen people use is they'll take two crafting squares and just push them together as hard as they possibly can. And there we go. There's one hub done. And then I'm going to work from this side in. So I want to do this edge before I do this one. So now I'm going to go around all of these and see if I can erase or buff out some of the lines that I made accidentally. And now I'm actually going to go around this one more time, but this time I'm going to try to make the line more distinct where the hubs are located. Before I kind of skipped over those. So now that that's done, I'm just going to go through here one more time and just kind of carefully run my line tool along here. So there we have it. That right there is the raised spine hubs for our book. The spine is now complete. We'll let this dry completely, and then in the next video, we'll attach the liner to the cover and start bringing everything together. Thanks for watching, and I hope to see you in the next video.